wants to be king!
In life, there's pain that hurts, and then there's pain that transforms. I think that one of the most important things that a man can do is to develop the ability to adapt to things in his life and to transform the situations where you would once break, and use those situations and circumstances to grow and become a better person, a bigger man, a real man. You know, I spoke on trying to come up with a new narrative, a new ism, and I say that facetiously because I believe that ists and isms are just absolute horse shit, and they're just divisive mechanisms to separate whatever you want separated. But right now, I think that we're at a critical time where we really do need some separation. And the men that I mentor, the men that I bring into my fold, one of the biggest messages that I have for them is that they have to check out of the matrix. They have to become the counterculture if they want to change the sick culture that we have. You know, in identifying and trying to define what masculinism is going to be, I think that one of the key and fundamental things that we need to do is come up with an overall structure of what it means to be a man. And I'm not one to try to reinvent the wheel. And I really like what Ryan Mickler says, that a man's job is to protect, provide, and preside. Which preside, I mean, I would change that to mean to father, to mentor. And I like those. I like those. I like those basic fundamental structures for what it means to be a man. And I think that really, in dealing with this manosphere space, being a man, it's impossible to get away from it. But the whole red pill, blue pill, purple pill, all of the fake doctor prescription shit where, you know, you've got the Dunning-Kruger effect where people want to pigeonhole, you know, everyone into their whatever mental disorder they have. I think it's better to have a fundamental understanding about humanity and human nature, and stop talking about female nature and blaming all the problems on that, and, you know, all of the constant reverberation of the bullshit that's already been said ad nauseum, without taking any real responsibility for what we've brought into our lives and what we've accepted. And I like to really put things into a framework, because I think that men work best when they have a structure, when they have a blueprint for what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And so we're going to go with that. Men need to be able to provide, protect, and to mentor, to preside over whatever their domain, their kingdom is. You know, one of the biggest aspects that I preach to all the men who come into my program is the importance of physical fitness. Now, in this space, all of the, you know, the goofballs and nerds and pickup artists and just all the dudes that are involved in the fuckery, they like to talk about money, muscles, and game. Well, those things they all have a place, but that's not what life's all about. All of those things individually, all they're going to do is put you in a different bracket, a different category of sucker. I know a lot of guys with a lot of money who are still beta suckers. They get played and used. I know a ton of dudes with a bunch of muscles that are bitches and pussies. I know a lot of pretty boys that are not real men. There are a lot of these factors that guys that don't have a lot of confidence like to portray, like this is what you have to do, and then they're just trying to sell programs or trying to sell their own particular brand of bullshit. But what I've come to learn in my time on this earth is, you get what you're worth. You get what you will stand for. And most of us, myself included, we make choices, and it's a lot easier to point the finger and blame something else than to look at ourselves and go, you know what, man, I made some bad decisions. I I thought this, but it was that. It's hard to be honest. It's hard to be honest with yourself, and especially when we've got a culture that gives participation trophies and tells fucktards that they're special. It's really difficult to deal with reality, and a lot of times men in this space, they come in this space painfully because what they believed, what they fell for, what they allowed in their lives was very painful. Now, what I see in a lot of these content creators and charlatans, what I see is them, they're taking advantage of these men's misery and pain. And what they're doing is they're getting these guys to replace their codependency on the woman who hurt them and put it on them, buying their bullshit programs and seminars. You know, I said I wasn't going to punch down because I really feel like talking about clowns like Donovan Sharp and these fucking, just these snake oil salesmen. I feel like it's a waste of time, but it's really important to speak the truth and let anybody that might be crossing these lines understand what you're dealing with. You know, I couldn't help myself but to click on some of the clips of the speakers from that Cuck Mastery Expo that they had in Vegas. And, you know, one of the things that I noticed about the guys in the crowd is they all fit a very, very specific demographic. They all fit a profile that, I mean, it's a sad profile. There's a lot of these guys look like they lived in their mother's spare bedroom. Most of them, most definitely still play video games and have collections of their favorite toys, because all of this bullshit is being propagated as, you know, that's your right, man. You know, a woman can't tell you to grow up and put away your He-Man shit. You're a man. Look at my toys. That's what a lot of this red pill shit is. A bunch of grown dorks listening to grown dorks. And when you're in an echo chamber where you're being validated, then you never really get called out on your bullshit. But the guys that were in this Cuck Mastery Expo crowd were all sad, sad men. And listening to clowns like that fucking weirdo from Fresh and Fit, I don't understand how anyone can look at these guys and take any sort of training advice or any sort of advice about their physique from these guys. These dudes are hilarious to me, but because we've got such a population of weak and sad, desperate men, they cling to these men and they buy into the narrative. They buy their programs. They make these guys a pretty substantial living, but these guys are still sad and pathetic dudes. They just get taught a bunch of bullshit. And what the real truth is, what the real hard truths that need to be spoken to most men is, the things happen to you the way that they happen to you because you're not who and what you think you are. So many people have a much higher opinion about what they are, what their worth is. And even guys, you know, since Kevin Samuel started speaking about high value men, how many dudes are speaking as if that's where they qualify? And it's just the monkey see, monkey do shit. Kevin gets women on his show and does a really educational thing. And as soon as he starts hitting the stratosphere, all these other fucking clowns start bringing bimbos and bobbleheads on their show, trying to mimic the success that Kevin had. But what they're doing is it's no different than inviting all the dumb bitches in junior high to sit at your table during the lunch hour and making fun of them, high-fiving each other. Ooh, they're all fucking nerds. They're all dorks, and they're not really giving men anything to go off of. Showing dumb bimbos who think that OnlyFans is a viable career, that's not doing anything to catapult men. But because we got such a vaginal society that likes this tabloid bullshit, this reality TV show setup, that's what we got going on. But what we're going to do here is we're going to redirect the ship. What I want to talk about right now is pain. I want to talk about the pain that you've dealt in the past, the pain that you're afraid of right now, and the pain that you actually need to go into going into the future. Now, before I go any further, I want to ask you this. Tell me one thing that you have accomplished or gotten in your life that was easy and didn't come with a lot of fucking work, a lot of sacrifice and pain. I'll wait. See, that's a fundamental truth about life. I've had a lot of things come to me very easy. A lot of things, from women to money. I've had a lot of shit come to me very easy, but one of the cliches, easy come, easy go, that's not just a cliche, it's fucking true. Because nothing that you get, nothing that comes into your life easily without work, it's not gonna last. It's not supposed to last. It's supposed to give you a taste. It's supposed to make you thirsty. But most of the time, when you get things easily, you don't have any respect for them. You don't have any. There's no work. There's no sweat. There's no blood invested in it. So you don't really give a shit about it. But when you look at life, we always look at the end result. We always look at the highlight reel of people's lives, but we don't really get to see behind the scenes. We don't get to see all the sacrifice, all the pain, all the things that they had to go through, all of the things they had to go to every day that they didn't want to do, that they did when their friends were partying, when they were looking at life from the inside out, and all the things that they were missing out on. That's why they're in a position now where people look at them and admire them. If you think about anything that a man wants, money, a good physique, anything that you aspire to attain, there's a lot of work that goes to it. And I think that work is why so many people are living a life of mediocrity at best. I was talking to one of my buddies a couple of days ago, and he asked me, what is it that keeps you going? What is it that keeps you pushing forward and trying to, learn and do new things and as an old man? And, I thought about it for a second, and I don't know any other way. I don't understand how anybody could take life and look at the easy path and want to do that, sit on their ass and do nothing, disrespect their body, the temple that they have, but have all the respect in the world for a vehicle that they bought that can be replaced. Take advantage of take things for granted that can't be replaced, while admiring and admonishing things, just the way that we live is completely backwards, and we want easy shit. Most of us want easy shit, but I've never seen anybody live an easy life that looks satisfying and fulfilling to me. And so one of the things that I embrace in my life on a day-to-day basis is the idea of doing hard shit every day, doing the things that I don't want to do, that I know I need to do. I don't like getting up at 4:30 in the morning to come train until I get to the gym and start training, and then I fucking love it. But whether I like it or hate it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I feel about what I need to do. The alternative is being a weak, fat, out of shape person who can't defend himself. The pain of being that person is way bigger than the temporary pain that I feel when I come to the gym and I push myself. And so the message that I want to put forth to you guys today is this. It doesn't matter where you're at, what level you're on. If you're watching these videos, there's something that's missing in your life. You're looking for something. You're looking for something to fill in the blanks, the holes, the gaps, whatever it is. This is what my message is for you today. There is undoubtedly something that is in your life that you know you need to do. There's something that you know that if you started doing it, your life just like that would change on such an enormous scale. Phone calls you need to make, exercise you need to do, apologies, whatever it is, something that you are running from doing, something that your idea of pain, your idea of the pain that it's going to cause you is so great that it creates this aversion to it. There's pain that hurts, and there's pain that alters, that changes. I say this, instead of going through your life and running away from the things that are painful, even things from your past, Instead of running from them and allowing that pain to consistently hurt, consistently make you live in fear, learn how to turn around and face those things. Learn how to take that pain and transform yourself into a better, stronger man. You know, in the manosphere space, a big portion of how and why we end up here and what we're looking for is relationship stuff. Now, the reason why the relationship that we've gotten or we've had, all of the whatever, however we got here, the reasons why we're in this space is because we've suffered pain. All of us have hurt at the hands of a woman. And most guys who buy into this red pill bullshit, you know, they want to stay hurting over what she did to them. But the real problem, the real answers are in the truth that you brought her into your life. She didn't do anything. She didn't force herself in there. You brought her there and you accepted the things that happened. And instead of allowing those circumstances to define yourself and to make you join this I hate woman club and all of this, you know, goofy teenage junior high bullshit, learn from it. Learn from it and become a better man. Because when we invite people into our lives that are narcissistic, that are toxic, it's because there's something wrong with us. It's something wrong with us. Because if you're a smart, healthy person, you pick up on those things. You look at those things and there are red flags flying all over this woman and you exfil. You don't partake in that shit, you leave. It's problems with yourself. So again, that's another thing that causes pain, to look at oneself and go, you know what? I'm not the shit. I'm not who I thought I was. That's painful. But it's not more painful than living the rest of your life with this delusion and accepting the same shit over and over, or worse off, even worse than that is living the rest of your life believing this fairy tale bullshit that all women are this way and no matter what you say, see, think, feel, or whatever, it's wrong because it happened to me, so it's gonna happen to you. Join my I Hate Women Club and buy my program. What we need to do as men is we need to stop being such vaginal bitches, get out of our feelings and stop living in fear. Stop running away from pain and start learning how to embrace the suck. In my gym, one of the things that I use to get my men and my young men to get away from their ego and their fragile little identity is to turn your fucking brain off. Turn your brain off. When you identify the thing that you know you need to do, when you know you need to run, when you know you need to eat right, when you know you need to get your ass out of bed, when you need to make the phone call, return the emails, whatever, when you know you need to do something, you need to turn your fucking brain off and just do what needs to be done. When things get hard and you want to quit, turn your brain off and finish your mission. Most of us believe that we're done way before the finish line. And if and when you can turn your brain off and realize how I feel doesn't mean shit, getting this job done is what matters, you'll learn how to embrace the suck. Not only will you learn how to embrace the suck, you'll start looking for it. You'll start seeking the suck in everything you do. And when it shows up, you say, come here, bitch, let me take a look at you. And in doing that and taking those losses and sharpening yourself against that iron, you'll become a stronger man. Those losses that you take, the pain that you feel from not being able to accomplish that mission, that little ego setback, that little pain you feel in your soul will make you a little bit smarter, a little bit sharper, and eventually you'll master that. And you'll have another tool in your belt. And that is what makes you a better man. Men have courage. Men have courage, and courage doesn't mean that you lack fear. It doesn't mean that you're not scared. What courage means is you feel those emotions, you feel those feelings, but you stand up and you step to, you stand to, no matter what, because your feelings don't fucking matter. Your feelings are not important. What's important is building upon the person you were yesterday and going to bed tonight a better man than you were yesterday. That's the fight. Learn how to take the pain in your life and use it to transform, not to hurt. It's a decision. It is a decision. Nobody has the power to hurt you if they don't physically harm you unless you give it to them. So take the pain, learn to love it, and allow it to transform yourself. And you become an uncommon man. Out.